Today, I'm bringing you an MPC MIDI Mapping Tip.
Freebie.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Jason H. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So earlier today, I had a desire to bust out the Korg Volca Drum and play its 6 different sounds. Well, not those specific ones. I think I was going for Kit 16. Yeah, something like that. I wanted to play those sounds, but with proper finger drumming pads. So, of course, I immediately thought of the MPC One. This is my finger drumming device. So while the MPC One boots up, I'll tell you what I did. First, I plugged in power to the wall, which is this cable here for the Volca Drum, power to the wall for the MPC, which is this cable here, then MIDI between the two of them, so MIDI out right back here, that one, going into the MIDI in of the Volca Drum, and then I plugged in my audio right here out of the Volca Drum. So all the audio in this video is just from the Volca Drum. The MPC is just the controller. Okay, so I did all that, come down here, empty project, and then it was time to figure out how to make this work. I figured it should be fairly simple. So I went to track 1 here, I turned it into a MIDI track, I then clicked on these 3 little bars here, set my output MIDI control port to the MPC. So we're using the MIDI out of the MPC, and then I set channel to 10 because I have my Volca Drum set to channel 10, and then I went back to main and started hitting the pads to see if it worked. I got right here. Sure enough, there's all 6 of my sounds. You can see all 6 different parts lighting up on the Volca, indicating that yes, we are controlling the Volca Drum. Then I started playing. And it was fun, but I did not like the mapping of the pads. Who wants their kick drum right here? No, I wanted the kick drum down here, right? Then I wanted the clap like right here with my hats right here so I can play like that, like I'm used to. So I thought, well, that shouldn't be too hard to do, right? You just need to change the MIDI note numbers of the pads. So I go down here, I click on the pencil under my MIDI program. Then I go to Edit Pad Note Map. Now we know that this is the kick drum, right? When we're on this main page here, this pad right here. So I hit it, it says pad A8, MIDI note G2. So I figured if I hit this pad down here and set that note to G2, it should work. Because I did remember that the MPC One has kind of weird MIDI mapping assignments at first. So did that, still nothing. The kick drum is still right up here, which I thought was kind of weird. So I went back to that menu, and I once again looked at this pad, the one with the kick drum on it, and the MIDI note had actually changed to F#2. It had gone down 1 note, which is kind of weird, and I'm guessing it did that because we took the G2 and moved it down here, but it didn't actually change the mapping of the notes. So my next step was to try some of the presets. So I went to Chromatic down here. Did not change the mapping at all. I went to Classic MPC, which is the weird one. Once again, no change to the mapping. And just for kicks, I tried the third one, which is Chromatic C1. Again, no changes to the mapping. So at this point, I was getting frustrated. I was like, well, why can't I just change the note numbers? So I figured there might be a problem with the Volca Drum. So I actually disconnected everything and set up my basic Arturia key step with it, which worked no problem. Just right where I expected the notes to be on C3 through A3. Yeah, just right there. It was perfect. So I was about ready to give up when I had an idea. And this is the solution to the problem. This is the tip I'm sharing with you today. I just wanted to share my struggle because, well, I was kind of frustrated, not gonna lie. So you need to go to the notes page, which you can get to by either double pressing 16 levels or by pressing and holding shift and then pressing the 16 levels button. And you need to make sure that your preset note assignments are off. This needs to read off right there. That's it. For some reason, these note mappings also affect the MIDI mappings, and I did not know that. Now, we can finally start to assign our proper MIDI note numbers. So like I said, I knew previously that this was supposed to be C3. So if we go into the MIDI note pad map here again, pad A1, let's set it to C3. There we go. That's all it took. I just had to go disable the notes screen right there. That made me feel really silly that I spent so much time trying to figure that out. So now we can go ahead and map the rest of these wherever we want them. And finally, I've got the 4 sounds from this kit that I want to jam with. Those being parts 1, 4, 2, and 5. Yeah, there we go. Now I can finger drum with the Volca Drum's sounds using the MPC One's pads to my heart's content. And I'm sure some of you will probably be upset that I started this video with a story rather than just getting right to the tip, but this is like the 3rd time this has happened to me with the MPC, where I've come across a very frustrating problem that seemingly should have an incredibly simple solution, and it did, but that solution winds up being located in a seemingly unconnected part of the workflow. Of course, the MPC series has a very storied past, over 2 decades old, and I'm not sure, it seems like some of the MPC features are not necessarily stuck back in those times, but they haven't changed. And I'm sure that most of the MPC user base that has been with the platform that long doesn't really want them to change, but it can make things trickier for a newcomer. So go ahead and hate on the video if you want to. I don't mind, certainly. I'm a newcomer to the MPC series, so I'm sure I sound partially silly. But yeah, I wanted to share my experience and, of course, bring you that tip. So I do hope you found this video informative, or at least you found me recounting my struggles entertaining, maybe? I don't know. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, of course, you know where that dislike button is. That's okay, too. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, though, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. New content every single day. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.